Greetings everyone, my name is Addervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In this weekly morning livestream, I'll be covering a combination of both Veerspin levels and some other levels I found online, primarily focusing on the former. Here's a quick rundown of the rules. I'll be covering levels for about 2-ish hours, then showcase art, and a separate stream memes plus reacts. Ideally this time. Got it, Toxin. We got a pretty packed level queue this week. At least 9 levels. So welcome to the stream Jedok, Pixel Boy, Raccoon, Oscar, Jaden, Lapatio, Shedro, Toxin G, all the other watchers I missed, watchers on Twitch, and anyone else who I missed. And the plan for this weekend is, tonight in a few hours, or several hours to be specific, I'll be covering the first part or the entirety of Shedro's Rising Remake by Shedro, who is currently in the chat. I'm excited to see how they improved over a few years ago. And Sunday morning will be either Team Fortress 2 or Dead of a Wish. It depends on what Buster says. And Sunday evening will be a preview of the game Azuv. So how's it been? So how's your week been? So how's your current last week been? Hey Lauren. In any case, let's begin with this stage. Hyperman Rebooted Intro Stage by Master Zonic Official. 19 plays, score 5. Cloud. Yeah, I did, Lauren. That's Legion, man. Yeah, I want to continue with Dead of Wish because that's a pretty... I already did the first 2 tracks and it's pretty fun. Especially with the new features like the aria combos. And I'd like to further discuss the philosophical leanings of the game. Because, oh boy, it's gonna get darker before it gets lighter. Ah, oops. I see. I can't really discuss it here because we haven't gotten to that point exactly, and it's kind of a spoiler, Jaden. Like, I need to discuss something else before that, but... Wow, this cog is really fast. In gaming news, a few days ago, another Crab's Treasure released. That is the crab-like Souls-like game I covered during the last Steam X Fest. It's available both directly on Steam, like some consoles, and of course, also on the Microsoft Game Store. I mean, the Xbox Game Pass. Hey, Googleus. Hey, Zen. Yeah, what's with this cog? I can't jump off of it. It immediately drops me. It must have a lot of butter on it. It's like I have to just press the jump button immediately off of it. Like so. Yeah, if this is an intro stage, please fix that one. Can you slow it down to be as fast as the other cogs? That's suddenly too quick. And yes, the Knuckles miniseries got released a few days ago. All 6 episodes. I'll watch in my own time. I don't know, I don't remember enough of those original fights. I mean, the fights, I think they're marginally improved. Like, the main problem with your originals, the main problem with your stages is not the boss fights. They're fine. And now there's a selection of 8 RMs. Yeah, Toxin, I've heard, discussions about that and, some questionable design decisions that may have to do with budget and weird executive mandates. I don't know. I'll find out for myself. Regardless, I'll be riffing on it. We'll see, Shedril. Do I think they're improved from the originals? Boss-wise, maybe. Stage-wise, let me check something. Wait. Stage-wise, not really. Not enough gimmicks, and the gimmicks that were there, or the lone gimmick, were not explored enough. Okay. That's the thing, Jaden. Looking at the reviews, it's a step down from the movies. Like, it's closer in quality to the first movie, not as good as the second movie. Alright. I need to... Conroe... Man. Second up is Mega Man and Base Maker... Wait. Excuse me. Second up is Mega Man and Base Maker Challenger from the Future Man 6 by Conroe Man with 31 plays and a score of 6. A bit of an awkward title, but I get what it's saying. Hey Buster! Would you be out for some Team Fortress 2 tomorrow? Sunday morning? Ooh. Okay. I'm doing Mega Man for this. Oh! Yeah, please. Yes, your mic is still on the fritz. That's fine. There are not that many water-related gimmicks in Maker, but they're enough. Like, you just used water. You didn't even try varying up the water levels or something. Like, you just need to use 2 or 3 of them in tandem, and that's sufficient. Regardless, I can't wait to see what the memes in that series is gonna be. Or if you want to go for something more unique, use the tornadoes from the Kamigori makers. Most stages don't use that. Yeah. Apparently also reduced the hitching. Again, Lauren, we said this last week, but if overlapping gimmicks is necessary, then overlap them. Or reduce the number of stages, please. Still hitches for you? This could be one of those situations where various setups have various... Yeah, save that for tomorrow, Jaden. That is... Part of what Luca and Dead of a Wish, what makes it also special to me is how personal the entire experience feels too. Like... we'll get to the symbolism and twist to the imagery as well. Hey, maybe even the developer of the game may show up eventually. I know they do watch my videos. The bots are back. Well, as long as there aren't too many of them. Well, it kinda makes sense. You're from the Game Boy era. The problem is, he's one of the toughest Mega Man killers, even if he's the first one, and that's due to his unpredictability, really. Oops. Of course it'd be Kamikaze in the first one. Why am I not surprised? Okay, I got the random one. Do I want NATO or Infinite Health? NATO. Why are you stuck with 28? You can always rework the level pack and decrease the number of levels. It's not even... the level pack isn't fully created yet. It's never too late to go back to the drawing board and salvage what you can. Like, take for example my level... I keep referring back to Conveyor Mayhem as that's in Magmal 2 and one of my most famous levels. 3 isn't out yet, so I won't discuss that yet. Like, for Conveyor Mayhem, there were actually 2 or 3 more gimmicks I was interested in adding to the stage, but I pushed back to the drawing board. Plus, I had to rework the ladder grabbing gimmick a bit because of some funkiness with the animations. Whoa. So I had to be a bit more restrained. Like, take for instance the battle against Crusher Joe. There was supposed to be a Gaia Bomb attack, and the moving ladders were going to be integrated into one of the phases in the fight, but I couldn't really integrate it in a way that wouldn't make it too difficult. Plus, I ran out of time to polish it up enough. Hey there, Penta, game idea guy. You don't need to consistently make good levels to make a level pack. At the very least, make it to the point where you can make consistently okay or consistently decent or okay levels. This time I may do some man vs. machine, but that's gonna be at the very end. Like, only 1 or 2 matches. For Sunday morning, I want to focus more on PvP. For a change. Payload is also... Like, I'm interested in doing payload. It's a lot of spikes, yes, but... they're not too in my way. Like, most of the spikes you hear are just to scare you. They're more for the fear factor than actual danger factor. Well, in fact, this pit here was more of a danger anyways. I wouldn't well, that's more of a personal thing. I wouldn't say the moving ladders were too fast. And that's not really the criticism I saw on the stage. The main criticism of the stage is that it was too big. The difficulty progression was wonky. There was a bit too much enemy spam in a few spots. And sometimes it could become a bit too... cluster trucky. I would prefer to do payload or attack defend. That's capture point, I believe. Oh, there are plenty of things wrong with that. If I were to list it, I'd probably have to refer back to my dev commentary. This is also kind of like personal things. Like, my complaints of a conveyor mayhem isn't... some of them aren't what many people thought it was. Like, I didn't really have so much of an issue to determine where I was supposed to go. But that's... I usually play large levels anyway, so I have some of that. But I agree the level is too large, though. If I were to remake the stage, I would just... I would make it so that's more linear. Like, for one, the stage had 3 routes. It should have had at most 2. Like, if I were to remake the stage, what I would probably do is make Napalm Man the mid-boss, and Crusher Joe the final boss. Like, it's gonna be a 50 or 60 screen level if I were to cut it down, but that'll cut down the size by half. That way, the moving ladders and sideways crushers get a better difficulty curve. Alright, I got the NATO. So now I can break the difficulty. Let's go, Helt. Our level sent? Just send the ID. That's the easiest way for your levels to get in. It makes it a lot easier to search. But yeah, if I were to remake Conveyor Mayhem, I'd do a lot of changes. And get a lot more playtesting, like what we did for Tree. But as you know, hindsight's 20/20. Moving spikes would be menacing, and they would be easier to implement than moving ladders, to be honest. Okay, attack, defense, and 5CP are fundamentally different game modes. Despite both game modes being called control points, attack defense like Dust Bowl, Mountain Lab, or Brew is about blue taking over red bases by capping points before time runs out. However, 5 capture points like Snake Water are a lot like King of the Hill. Oh, yeah, King of the Hill because you have to get those points in series. It's like multiple King of the Hill. Shadows to Steel, which is attack defense at 5 points. Or Powerhouse, which is 5 CP with 3 points, so 3 CP. Or Stand-In, which is triple King of the Hill. That's some interesting variants. Alright, yeah, Dust in Neon is one of those games where the aesthetic's neat, but it's one of those really... It's an okay to decent game that is outclassed by a lot of other roguelite shooters. Like, thematically, the futuristic neo-western aesthetic, robots, gunplay, it's fun. The problem is, the game needs more variety. Like, it absolutely needs 2 more areas, at the very least. Because the boss fights are unique and fun, but... Also, although I said I like the gunplay, the different guns from the different manufacturers don't really feel that different. Like, the only differences I feel are like on the stat basis, not on a mechanical basis for the most part. Like, there are some differences between, for instance, the very high ammo versus very low ammo, and that has to do with the manual reloading systems. But other than that, Regardless, there's only about 3 episodes left in that LP series. Next up is going to be the boss fight of the last region, then the spoiler, then the final boss. Thank you for saying the love, Lady. Also, why are we... Did the original Mega Man Challenger from the future have Yashishis here? Like, that... Did it have to be that generous? Another thing I like, transforming platforms that operate a timer that changes the platform into spikes and back. So it's... In a way, it's kind of... What it's saying is kind of like... the X platforms. But instead it turns the entire thing into one. Nope, they didn't. Strange. Yeah, I'd like to check out the checkpoint maps, capture point maps. Yeah, I'd like to see transforming platforms. No shame in tweaking, Lauren. Hello, I'm Woomy. How's it going? Goodbye. That's why I picked this first. Alright. You wrote transferring platforms into switch blocks / ladder spikes in Megagen Plus. Okay, yeah. Shoutouts to shoutouts to Megamix Engine Plus, folks. I've been meaning to ask this question for a week or two, Iwumi, so I'll ask it here. How's the progress on your manga going? Watch as I use this to completely bust through the challenge. This is why NATO is one of the best platforming utilities in this game. And why most stages don't give it to you. That is one criticism that does hold with the stage. It should use more tile sets. Oh my goodness, whoa! Excuse me. Let me through. Let me finish this section just to make sure if it really holds true. Welp. Alright, I'll sum it up again for you, Jaden. I said that Dust and Neon, it needs more variety. Especially before the updates, it overstayed its welcome. The gunplay is fun, but there needs to be more... The guns don't feel different enough from each other on a mechanic basis. And overall, the game just feels like an okay or decent shooter. I'm really leaning towards saying more okay. Because the foundations are there for a fun shooter, or better shooter, but... It's one of those, it's one of the situations where the game feels like it played itself a bit too safe. Like, if this game was released 10 years ago, I'd give it a much more glowing praise. Yeah, 10. Hey, Andrew. They have Panta, Game Idea Guy. Way earlier in the game's lifespan, though. Like, I played a few of those, like, 4 or 5 years ago. Version 1.12. I mean, I have this, I'm gonna use it as much as possible. Let's see if it actually changes up the aesthetic now. If not, then I'll put the criticism. Wait. Hang on. Darn it, I can't break through it. I thought I could have cheesed through the stage, but no, that doesn't work that way. Let's see, okay, story's more or less grounded, got your beginning, middle, and end, but it'll be some time before we can start drawing. Fair enough. Can the girders hurt you? Yes. If they fall on you, they can damage you. I mean... When I say it played safe, I mean, my issue with Dust and Neon is it simultaneously plays it safe and becomes too samey. Like, it felt like it was building up to something with the first two regions, but after that it kind of hits a rut. It does reach kind of a climax with 5, but even then Region 5 overstays its welcome. Like, well, it also needed more enemy and mechanic varieties, enemy gimmick and mission varieties. Cyber Shadow, even though it kind of plays itself safe, even 9 Years of Shadows, they have more variety. And 9 Years has more going to it, like the interesting art style, its character design, story. What I was saying, Buster, is it would be better if it was released earlier in the indie boom. Because there are already a lot of great roguelite indie shooters out there that it just gets lost in the glut. Like, if it was 10 years ago when there was less of them, it'd have a better chance of standing out. But nowadays, with all the good titles out there, it just gets lost in the crowd. Alright, let's check. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna raise the criticism. Lauren raised it first, and it does bear. First, all the stages in this level, all the mini stages that are based off the stages and Challenge in the Future, they all use the same tile set. The only difference is they have different backgrounds, which, that's not sufficient. I'm criticizing the aesthetics here because even in the original game, every level had their own tile sets. It's not that difficult to use a different tile set for every mini stage here, and the fact that this stage didn't do it is, that's not a good look in my eyes. It's not like one of those, and you don't have to create your own tile sets for this game. It's to switch to another one that's close enough, or looks good enough. It's just weird to me. Because other huge levels I played, which include mini levels in the stage itself, they go through the effort of including different tile sets, or using different tile sets for the mini levels or different sections. So yeah, that is one negative I'll put for the stage. See, if this is in reference to how the console this came from was monochrome, black and white, still that doesn't really hold true. It would hold true for some sections, like if this was one section that was entirely monochrome with this tile set, and this is the only one that had it, I'd be fine. But for the rest of the stage, that's a weak justification. Let's see, are you playing another entire game Maker? Not really entire, but it's a longer stage. Rise of the Ronin. You can make them immune to Commando S, I think. Hi, Sylv. My statement still stands on the server. Take as much time as you need. And also, what makes this stand out more, now in the good way, is that there are several monocolor grayscale tile sets available in this engine. It's not like it's just one of them. So, it just, I hate to say it, it just yells lack of effort to me. Which is strange because they did put some effort into the level design. No, we started immediately at the level select screen, so I don't think we had the intro. As funny as it'd be to stab him with the syringe, I'll say that for later. We got the shine. Yeah, they do feel like rooms that are part of the same location. Like, different parts of the same facility. Oh. I went the wrong way, hang on. Why is this used? I think. Yeah, okay, we're speedrunning this. Nah, it's fine. I have a pretty broken weapon anyways. I mean, the same. The Shine is relatively balanced, but the NATO, oh my goodness, one of the best weapons in Maker. And they haven't nerfed it at all. If anything, they made it stronger because of... Oh! If anything, they made it stronger thanks to performance fixes. Two Game Boy is okay, although... My main criticism with 2 Game Boy has to do with the sound font, although that was by accident. And the weaker level design, but I don't hate it. It's okay. Oh, I can tell you there are a few NATOs there are a few Kaisers which are centered around Infinite NATO. I've seen them on a few streamers. I get what this screen was trying to do, but considering the rest of the stage just uses the same tileset, it just falls. Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Okay, take the lower route. Oh no. Am I going the right direction is the question. Of course not. I don't know if it exactly be overpowered, but it's gonna be a strong pick. There are plenty of ways this could have done a better job of referring back to the monochrome Game Boy backgrounds. Also, unlike the 4 first stages, you can't exit out of this 5th stage early. You can't exit out of the 5th stage by a teleporter by the entrance, which is odd. Alright, let's not redo this. I know about DDLC from various streams. Alright, let's go to the correct stage this time. Top. Yeah, this is an auto mission. You should put exit teleporters at the start of the other 2 stages. Put it at the start, in case players accidentally enter it. Like I did for stage 5. Still the same tile set. I'm gonna stop ragging on this point because it's obvious the rest of the stage is gonna have this issue. Like, there's no more point of pointing it out right now because it's omnipresent. Yeah, it's Rockman Shadow. Oh no, get me out. I know I sound like a broken record sometimes. At this point, yeah. Exactly, Panta. And in this case, there should be exit ones for at least the first 5. You don't need to have one for the fortress start, but it'd be nice. Memories of Blue, Whirlpool Man stage team. At least that's how I associate it. Let's see, what is her weakness? Not this. I hope it's... I'm not gonna use the NATO for this. Okay, sure, we'll use it. Fine. Of course. Alright, this was Rockman Shadow. It had more narrative weight in the original. So, to summarize, for the main 6 bosses in that game, please vary up the tile set between... Please use different tile sets between the stage select and the 6 main stages. That's the first thing I'll say to change, and then after that... Because other than those 2 things I can think of... And also put the exit teleporters at the start for all the stages. Other than that, this stage was kind of forgettable, to be honest. Sorry, Conroe. Compass Man. My bad. Yeah, my apologies. I keep forgetting about the existence of Compass Man. It's after Compass Man, who is basically the dragon to Rockman Shadow. Then we had Rockman Shadow. Enigma of Aqua. Thank you. I mixed up my music track names. Astroman by himself, I feel, isn't really a good final boss. Unless he's used in concert with someone else, or he's only one phase. Oh, right. Not just one clock man, clock men. Be right back. And I've returned. Wow. 45 minutes into the stream, 48 minutes into the stream, and only 2 levels done. Gotta get a move on here. Yeah, I can only really think about 2 Mega Man or Mega Man-like games, which actually features 2 people acting in concert as one boss fight. Or like saying, or let me rephrase it, 2 bots or 2 people acting as the same Robot Master or something. Or acting as 2 parts as the same Robot Master. Robot Master fight, to be specific. Not literally the same master. Like the only 2 I can think of are the Clockman from Challenger from the Future and the Birds of Paradise from Mega Serval. Alright, number 3 up is Twin Yellow Devil Fight by Oscar. 34 play, score 7. There are 2... It's funny how Astroman shows up in 2 different stages. Or shows up in 2 different... Uh-oh. Oh no. I desynced the fight. I need to do this again. I have to rush forward to the right. Yeah, oh gosh. I'm gonna focus on the left one. Okay, now they're synced up. And now I'm dead. No, this is harder because they're not actually synchronized with each other. Yeah, speaking of fighting 2 bosses, 2 of the same at the same time. This is gonna take a few attempts. I'm trying to get the pattern down first before I use tanks. Like, if I take too much damage, I'm not gonna use a tank. I got an M tank and I have an E tank. I tank and another E tank. I also have a bunch of weapons. Let's see if I can... That's not it. Like, in theory, this could be a fun fight, but it... You need to synchronize their attack patterns. Well, at least they have the same weakness as before. One down. Oh. There's a full restore right over here. Kind of, but with half the number of blocks, Jenock. Happy birthday to Kirby. Oh yeah, on a similar note, the Sonic Amateur Games Expo 2024 was announced. It'll be running from September 6th to the 13th. Yeah. Okay. Got it. I don't mind I don't mind levels which are just focused on the boss fight, because usually they just jump straight to the point. Like for this one, it's just the Twin Devil fight. Weapon test levels, it depends on how they force you to use the weapon. If it requires somewhat skilled or advanced use of weapons, I tend to be more favorable to them. Or if they're a tutorial stage for using that weapon, I'm also fine there. Alright, forward up is Powertrons 2, Episode 5, Blue Mission, Investigate Building in Flames, Fixed, Violet Patio, 80 Place Oratory Tree. Alright, time for the Bluetron to go out. They have the Freeze Cracker power, which makes sense as the building's on fire, although probably do better to bring a water stream or something. I would have covered this level last week, but ran out of time, sorry. The other nice thing about the Freeze Cracker is that it shield pierces. I see. Not only does it freeze enemies temporarily in place, but it also pierces right through the guard. The freeze effect doesn't last as long as the Ice Slasher, but it doesn't need to. Like, if you want a dedicated freezing weapon, the Ice Slasher, specifically dedicated for freezing enemies in place, then you want the Ice Slasher. But if you want a more offensive weapon that simultaneously pierces and does damage, and can also be aimed up and down, and the shatter blocks can, and the snowflakes can actually be spread out, then you want the Freeze Cracker. I just find the Freeze Cracker to be a bit more versatile than the Ice Slasher. Ice Slasher is simple, straightforward to use, but Freeze Cracker has a better covered range. It's not as good at It's not as good as DPS as even the let me say that. It's not as good at DPS compared to other weapons, but the freeze and pierce effects by themselves are amazing. I was worried I'd get knocked in the pit there. Also, what is this? A normal difficulty stage by Le Patio? Ah. My bad. I thought that was a solid platform. And now they're suiting up. Speaking of which, here's a blizzard attack. Although, because it doesn't have the piercing effect, I'm just gonna use the Freeze Cracker. It does have better DPS though. Took too much damage, I'm afraid. Alright. Too low. Daring escape time. Or rather, not so daring escape. Gotta run. Hopefully the rest of the Trons have evacuated the building. Here's the lava. I think this is Wily 2 or Wily 3 from Rock and Roll. Yeah, Lepania specifically sent this NSF to me. Ah, knocked right in. Oh, never mind. It's not Wily 2 or Wily 3, it's Drake Man. I just realized something. Really? You say Freeze Cracker is better than Ice Slasher? That's interesting. Like, if I were to rate in the base Mega Man Classic series, not comparing in Maker, like, if I were to compare it without Maker, then the Ice Slasher would be one of the best ones. If only because of the freezing effect. Unfortunately in Mega Man 7, the Freeze Cracker wasn't really that good. It was okay. Okay, it doesn't melt the ice. Close. But this will. Oh. And we made it to the end. There were one responsible for setting the fires. Alright, phase 1 done. Now it's time for the entire team to warp in and transform. Combine their Megatrons together. And also, the Ice Slash also allows you to unshield enemies. I think I will be left, maybe? I don't know. Okay, in base Mega Man Classic, Ice Slash is the best ice weapon. The second best would probably be either the Ice Slasher or Blizzard Attack, maybe. The second would probably be the Ice Wall. For utility. More and more fire. I don't think it's this, but... Buster? I think it's Proto Buster? No? Okay, it's Bounce Ball. Or is it still Cracker? I'm gonna assume it's a bounce ball now. GG. A lot easier than I expected. It was actually a bit easier than the 2 previous stages in this bronze series. Probably not, Buster. Probably not. Like, the only way I'll have a shadow of a chance of doing it is gonna be for an April Fool's joke, maybe. But even then, it's gonna be heavily censored and probably gonna be a parody game. There's one I can think of, but I'm not really into match 3 games that much. Fifth up is Mega Man Dark Tomorrow, Roadmaster Group 2, Legion Man, or rather, League Gone Man, by Lauren/Leafboy, 15 play, score 0. Hey Drizzle, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna grab this just in case. Roll time. When it goes a bit cheaper on price. Besides, I do want to cover the X Wants to Drink a Glass of Milk series. That's... yeah, I can see why. I mean, I'm not going to rediscuss it here because, this is not really an 18+ stream, so I'll punt on that topic. Putting it aside, I do want to cover the X Wants to Drink a Glass of Milk fan games. Okay, yeah, for this one you want to stand here and wait for this to spawn. I'm a bit more... I would like there to be a spike pit at the bottom, but... well... it wouldn't really make that much of a difference, really. Okay, this stage has 2 gimmicks. Well, 2.5 if we count the Wanan blocks, traps. Low gravity and Yokus. And even high gravity. Okay, this is probably how I introduce it. Maybe with one more screen I'd do it, but this is fine. It's a little bit tight if you're playing this role. Sending upwards. Oh. Probably should have played as Proto Man for this stage. What's over here? Optional fight. Oh. There you go, free shot. E for the win. Would roll this Whopper fight is easy. Okay, midpoint. So far, the gimmick introductions are pretty good, I'd say. Mostly it's similar to how I would do it. And the escalations, recombinations are becoming apparent, which are good. Had to room to force you to deal with those. I will say though that this stage seems better designed for Proto Man. Oh, well, until the Yoko showed up, then it's... Okay, you have a timer here. And these Yoko jumps aren't exactly trivial. I have a safe spot up there. Depends on what they're made of. Alright, double asteroid. That's one way to make the fight more interesting. And not only that, but you're including the main gimmick into the stage itself. Into the boss fight itself, I mean. Oh, he's the one who drops the energy. Darn it. This does use single tile usage. Not as bad as the second stage during the stream. If only because the stage didn't last as long. And the tile looks more interesting. Double G. And we even get the showcase a weapon at the end of the stage. Although, you may want to put a weapon respawner at the bottom in case players accidentally softlock themselves. Is this stage good? No, but it's a lot better than the previous few stages you sent to me, Lauren Leafboy. Like, this is at least 1 or 2 tiers better than Frigid Woman, Kraken Woman. Dynamite Man, Scorch Man. It's noticeably better than those. If only because you actually, not only do you have proper introductions, but you actually have more than one gimmick, and you actually use them together. Even sometimes pulling the enemies into the challenges themselves too. The ending climax could be a bit better, but right now I call this stage decent, which already puts you above or ahead of the curve compared to most other levels that are submitted to Maker. Like, this stage I'd say is better than most levels that are featured on the most popular queue. Like, if I want to play more levels from you in the future, I want to see more stuff like this, where every stage has 2 gimmicks, at least 2 gimmicks, introduced in controlled environments by themselves, then combined together with enemies, exploring their different situations. Like, the way I would make the stage better is if there was a more difficult ending climax, which used more difficult situations, especially with the gravity. Like, you explored the Yoko block sections good enough for this difficulty level, but I feel like there could be a bit more challenging section involving the different gravity areas, or the gravity tiles. Otherwise, this gets my thumbs up. Alright, next up is Gravity Circuit Mountains by Gogolis. Hang on, wait. Wait a sec. Nah, I'll save it for the real game. Alright. Next up is Gravity Circuit Mountains by Gogolis. 44 plays, score 3. Another recreation or porting of a stage from Gravity Circuit. I'll get there. Ooh, Frozen Mountains. Where one of the hostages is supposed to be. Alright. We haven't really played as base through this part, so we're playing as base. Nice start in terms of aesthetics. Pretty. A bit of a crowded introduction there. I'd put one more screen to introduce the stuff. Ah, damage spikes. Okay, next hostage. Yeah. If these were purely your status Gogolis, then they'd be the best level. Well, this is already my favorite level of the episode in terms of stage design, but most of the stage design was ported over from Gravity Circuit itself, with some touch-ups here and there to account for missing stuff. So, yeah. Here's to hoping I cover Gravity Circuit later this year. Like, I really want to try covering Gravity Circuit in the same year as Code Bunny, as both are neat takes on the Mega Man formula, or somewhat or in the case of Code Bunny's somewhat Mega Man formula. And hey, you did a good job recreating the stage. Although, the game was already kind of a Mega Man... The game was already a Mega Man-like. Oh my god, whoa. That could have gone really badly. And the treasure chest indicate where the hostages would be. Yeep. If I was just one more pixel to the right, I'd be dead. Let's see... at the very least, payload... and attack, defend, or control points, whichever one. Oh, don't worry, it doesn't hate you in particular. RNG just hates you today. Whoa, ice physics. And fans. Capture the flag, that's... Capture the flag works in other first-person shooters, but it doesn't quite work in Team Fortress 2 for a variety of reasons, which I'm not privy to because I don't have enough time in that game. Oh no, get me down. If I get stuck up there, I'm dead. I mean, let's put aside 2 Fort. Like, comparing any of the maps to 2 Fort is unfair. For the sake of discussion, let's pretend 2 Fort didn't exist. Ah, I fell for the same one. I don't know, usually when I see discussions about Capture the Flag in regards to Team Fortress 2, it's usually said, please avoid it. I guess part of the reason is that we don't really have a live system. I mean, yeah, if you want to win to Capture the Flag, you have to engage in teamwork. a lot more compared to the other modes, I'd say. Okay, just hold left. Don't dash. Ah. Oh. That's a top spin. I'll say that for the full game. What? I thought I'd make it. But yeah, for tomorrow, probably it's gonna be first payload, then attack, defend, or capture point. Let's hope the bots don't come too strongly. Follow the arrows, okay? See, getting back didn't take too long. Alright, now let's do this. Got it. It's an M tank. Yeah, that's exact. Yeah, I'd say it's fair. If I wanted to be a bit harsher, I'd say convert that to an E tank. But considering the difficulty of this challenge, I think M is fair enough. Maybe a little bit more generous than what I would do, but at the very least, it should be a tank. Hostage down there. I keep calling the people who need to save hostages. That didn't work. You like Capture the Flag more than King of the Hill because it doesn't exclusively have maps where getting spawn camped is oof. Let's do this the intended way. Like, if I was playing as any other character, I'd be forced to do that. Yes. A lot of players just treat Capture the Flag as deathmatch. Which I can understand why, but and Payload Race ends up being deathmatch anyways. Although the only Payload Race match I've ever played is Upward. No, not Upward, High Tower. Well, High Tower and Higher Tower. Oof, I can imagine how difficult the sections is in the OG game. Especially if you're trying to rescue everyone. At least the checkpoint density is pretty good. Well, okay, I did High Tower, Higher Tower, and really High Tower. Like for the memes. Highest Tower, yeah. In the OG game wasn't that generous with checkpoints, but you run faster. It balances out then. I hope. Eee. My favorite letter today. Shame. Alright, what's up here? The last two hostages? Thought so. We don't have bolts in this game, so that's the closest thing we can get. And the last one. The actual last one, which is Shishi. Boy, this was kind of a long stage, although if I didn't die as much, I'll probably be done in 7-8 minutes. still my favorite level of the episode for pretty much the escalation, recombination gimmicks, and the climax. It's like, this is what I call an almost good to good stage in Maker. And it's a recreation of another stage. Funny how that is. One of the differences is that the boss fights can be a lot harder. Player destruction, actual deathmatch, doesn't go on forever, no one plays it. I can see why I got a negative score because, especially in the last half, quarter, okay, 1/3 or a quarter of the stage, some of those jumps are a bit unforgiving with the fans. Other than that though, still my favorite. Thank you for sending it in, Gokulis. 7th up is Rich Fields by Jinox74. 32 plays, score 14. Water. Let's go, Proto. After this is the level Pixel Boy sent in, then Toxin G, then I forget the other person's name. Then we finished most of the queue. Round robin style, at least. It looks nice aesthetically, but it's a little bit simplistic. If you were to ask me what my favorite stage aesthetically looking is, that's of course the mountain stage by Gokulis. Like, not only in terms of stage design was it fun, but it's pretty pleasing to look at. With nice use of tile mixing and backgrounds. What are some of the most popular proposed fixes to CTF? Whoa! You're a feisty little chest. Reservoir. Okay, don't get crits on capping. Insta return briefcase when owner team touches it. Everything else is map specific. Not getting crits on capping I can understand, but if you insta return the briefcase when the owner team touches it, that'll just result in more stalemates. Like, in other games that may work, but in TF2, yeah, that'll just result in more stale. Timers could also work too. When you say capping... Oh no, I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. Surprising. When you say capping, you mean capturing the flag. I always thought just that... it may be just me and playing classic FPSs, but I thought just scoring, actually scoring one for the team is good enough for capturing the flag and getting closer to winning the match. Okay, Kappa and CDF means pick up briefcase and carry to your own. Okay, so that means capturing the flag. Again, it may be just me and being more of a classic FPS player, but actually capturing the flag and adding +1 to your team, making it ever closer to winning the game, winning the match, that's good enough. Oh, and let me guess, capture the flag doesn't have a time limit. That's, okay, to clarify something, by default, on capture the flag, is there a time limit? That doesn't... That seems... Forgive me, as I don't really play that much TF2. Forgive me for what I'll say next, but that just seems ill-advised as a default. Like, sure, I don't mind it for 24/7 custom servers. Sure, the maps can go on forever there. Or something. But as a default option, not having a time limit, especially for something like CTF, seems ill-advised. Like, the one mode where I think it'd be fine to not have a time limit would probably be something like, first team to get to 100 kills wins. Something like that. Not having a time limit seems better. Like, in my mind, almost all the game modes should have a time limit. The only exception should be stuff where players naturally are pushed towards getting the objective. Like, for example, first team that gets 100 kills. Or gun game. Which is what you said, player destruction. Got it. Okay, what? 100 kills or kill confirmed, as some other game modes call it. Which adds a little bit more tweaking to that. Like, the way I've heard about it, player destruction is basically like kill confirmed. So yeah, the first change I'd make is probably adding a time limit to the CTF maps. And of course, an assortment of map-related changes, but I'll leave that up to the more experienced players. Ah, so kinda like kill confirmed, but a bit different. Bye, Pirate Man. That cuts through his bubble shield like a hot knife through butter. Also, the one of the highest special items on your team is a dispense. Ah, that's the Halloween mode. Got it. It only really seems to be played during Halloween, though. Okay, decent stage, maybe. Like, it's fine, but considering what we've seen already in the episode, it kinda gets eclipsed. 8 up is Logman by Mileman, with 15 plays and a score of 7. Alright, that confirms it. Tomorrow morning, Team Fortress 2 multiplayer. They're way below on the map search. Of course. No wonder why most players don't find it. Oh yeah, I'll return to Dead of a Wish probably on a weekday evening stream or next weekend. As a reminder, I'll be previewing a new indie game called Azuv Sunday evening. It's not going to be a full Let's Play, it's going to be more of a Let's Try. I know Kyle will be joining me for that. Well, we'll try what we can to get there. I'm probably going to be either playing as Medic, Soldier, NG, Heavy... basically anything that isn't a Spire Sniper. Or Pyro. Or Demo. As long as it's not one of those 4 classes, I'm fine. I think that Boomin will also be able to join us, maybe. I see. I mean, if there's an NG nest, I will have to go demo. Okay, the stage was just there, I guess. Alright. I'll be right back for a moment, on to the last leg of the stream. And I'm back for the last one. Ninth up is Dead Pits are propaganda created by Bibble to kill you by Toxin G with 65 plays and a score of 22. And yes, I deliberately misread that. Let's see how this goes. I didn't redo memes plus reacts last week, Jaden. Okay. Looping. No Rest for the Wicked looks pretty solid. There's a bit of technical issues and no controller rebinding, which is kind of dumb. Other than that, looks neat. Get me out. Oh, it resets the room. Ah, basically screen wrapping. Oh, okay. Whee! Oh, I got caught. And double caught. Okay, this is neat. I'm liking where this is going. And the Bunby catcher is not really much of an issue because Roll has an overhead swing. And this one actually helped me go to the right. That's some strong magnetism. Whoa. I see, it's telling me, hey, wait for a while before rushing forwards. Block train. That's fun. Half puzzle level, half action. Now we have horizontal wrapping. Varying up the wrapping here. Nice. It's too bad this kind of resets the room every time I do this. Whoa! Yeah, unfortunate. Last week I would have had memes plus reacts, but, you know, 700 episode milestone. What's here? Oh. That's the alternate way. Whoa! Resetting for health. Squishy. Enough obscure jokes about spongy bosses. Oh no, I need you, Bunby. Hang on. Oh. Oh! Right. Cool. Two or three shot. Whoa, oh, I ran right into a barrel. Just Mega Man things. I see. Alright, this level uses this gimmick pretty creatively. It has one central gimmick, which is, or technically one and a half, which is the screen wrapping. First vertical, then horizontal, and then back to vertical. And all the gimmicks are created, and all the other gimmicks are used to facilitate this. I think this... Although I kind of like Gokulis' stage a bit more, this will easily be my honorable mention. This is one of the cases where the bun bees, for the most part, at least for forcing players to pay attention, good idea. Oh, it's one of those games which kind of loses steam in the second half. Okay. Yeah, this fits. We got the key. Meanwhile, while he's practicing his air push-ups. Okay. Funky title aside, great stage. Very good, very creative use of a non-conventional gimmick that's barely used in the by level creators. Really, when I say unconventional, it's mainly making use of the teleporters and resetting the room, and everything. All the other gimmicks are used in tandem with this to facilitate it. But it's like an emergent gimmick, and in that way, thumbs up. This is currently my honorable mention. Key stops the fourth stat. Okay, that's brilliant. Alright, so the 10th and final level of this stream is Wily Castle Cosmic Man by Energy ZX with 37 plays and a score of 5. This was uploaded in 2018, so this level is about almost 6 years old. Ah, you're still here, NRG. Thanks for waiting patiently. Napalm's gold tiles and oil BG, yeah. And a little bit of a tight jump here. I used to have a lot of trouble with these slide jumps. Until I learned the trick and timings. So I do have to defeat you. Two didn't move far enough to the right, I'm afraid. A 1.3 level. Yep. Let me check something. And keep in mind, Mega Man Maker was released on July 15th of 2017, so... At the time, this stage was released 10 months following the game's release, so still fairly young. Still, we got some tight jumps. Same, it's an actual challenge to try defeating the hot dog. Just 2 more cycles. Okay, maybe 1 more. I used to hate the Sparkman platforms. Now they're not really that much of an issue. Gotta check something, wait. Yeah, I have to go jump down that pit. Oh, gonna have to refight you then. I should have just held right. Didn't they replace the friend? I know they had the Heat V enemies. And they had the spiky viruses and network transmission, right? The ones that dropped the Heat V chip or the equivalent heat shot. What did they do with the Frienders? Yeah, I'm gonna have to use the middle left one. Unfortunately, even nowadays, that's a tricky setup. Because if I get hit, there's a high chance I'll just get crushed. Basically, they were frienders, except on top of the upward wave flame, they also shot a downward-facing fire spread. Yeah, it's gonna have to be center. So they're a mixture of frienders and an adaptation of the heat shot into a 2D platformer space. Alright, I guess I have to jump down that nondescript pit. No. Where do I use the key then? Hang on a second, I need to check something. Is it at the start of the stage again? Oh yeah, it is. I forgot. Darn it. I spent so long talking that I lost track of this thing. Yeah, the way the stage was built here, I was thinking that it's implying that, oh, you have to jump down this pit. Yeah, to make it clear, I'd replace that right pit over there with... and just jump. Joy. This jump is uncharacteristically difficult to pull off because it's the low-lying ceiling. And by far, it makes this the hardest part of the stage. I mean, look at it. You have to pull off a fairly tight slide jump off the edge of the platform. And you have to do it twice. I don't... What I would do is lower these tiles by 1 height, please. I've gone through this already 4 or 5 times. I'm losing my fun at this stage. Yeah, I'd just checkpoint the key. Or just damage boost to the hot dog by this point. That's kind of my fault, but again, the way the stage is designed... Well, it's kind of my fault because I forgot about this door over here. But also part of the stage design because... pit. Like, that pit looked like a progression one. I'm just gonna damage Lewis and having to deal with the Hammer Joe. Alright. Now this challenge I'm more okay with because it's less repetitive. A little bit of a tight jump again. Oh, okay. That's what I gotta do. Get me true. Which one do I need to get through? Well, probably the bottom one. Okay. Let the top one chew through first. And now let the bottom one. If this was a more recent level, they give me more special weapons to deal with fan fiends. The Magfly combined with the fan fiend just scrapped me to death. If anything, I think this... Okay, we have this at least. Alright, I'm gonna destroy it immediately. The Magfly despawned itself somehow. Get me through. Get me through. And they're solid. Of course, the tellies are solid objects. I forgot about that. And this grabs me again. This section is going to be frustrating. Alright, I'm true. Slide jump, please work with me. Honestly, I would just remove the Magfly. Like, just keep the Fan Fiend. I get when it's trying to pull us up to so we can land on top of the drill. In reality, it makes it hard to land on top of the drill. And of course, you can slip off the platform because of Fan Fiends. Didn't jump high enough and it got pulled a little bit. Yeah, I'm just finding the stage to be just a series of frustrations. It's supposed to be, but getting just pulled back off the edges and the magfly, it's not fun. I'd prefer this section if I had some sort of special weapon to make this a little bit more feasible. It's just a combination of starting and stopping points which are they're just annoying. That's like, I would just honestly, the thing I would just do to make the stage more fun would be delete the magflies. Like, that immediately this section become a lot more enjoyable. Or just remove the fan fiends. But that's just me. Okay, if you don't. Again, I'd still rather do this over memes plus reacts. I want to be playing games rather than reacting to memes and such. That be true. And then suddenly decides, oh, to speed up, because Fan Fiend. This is a symptom of an earlier time where we were less scaled at this. Again, if this was made nowadays, we'd probably have at least one special weapon to make this less of a nuisance. Alright, we are true. Oh, wait a sec. I need the top two. No. Because if I don't take that, I need both of them. I need the blue key and the getting out. And if I let it shoot through the terrain, I'm stuck. This is doable, but it just feels like it's just frustrating. Okay, the last thing I need to do is just keep running. No, I wouldn't. I've seen much harder stuff in Eterna which was much more rage-baity. So just keep running away from it. A faster pace, but that also meant I died more often. Like, the amount of frustration I felt in several sections in Eterna, a lot more than this. A lot more than this. Full stop. If you want examples, see the buried ship. I was more willing to overlook the starting part of the stage because that was more my screw-up, but this... I'm just saying that saying it was a happy experience overall, that's not exactly accurate. Like, if I rage quitted right over there, I wouldn't have completed many games. Because I have played even tougher stages than this, see La Patio. My issue is that this is just built to be annoying, really. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go use the level editor. I'm not having fun here. Or Zen stage. Like, there are plenty of stages that required much more technical skill and depths. My issue here is the challenges here just, at least in my personal opinion, I want to emphasize that this is my take. It's not an objective take, exactly. It's just to me that this combination of gimmicks is annoying. But this is kind of a but this is a level you made 6 years ago, so you likely improved. You very likely improved over time. So, as I was saying, my fix to this problem would be... Okay, where are we? Okay, my fix of this problem would be just delete the magflies. Like, just delete them here. Immediately the section becomes a lot more feasible. You can keep the magfly here, but this one, just delete them. Yeah, it also used to work differently. Like, the magflies worked a little bit differently back then too. I was hoping I'd be able to do this without the use of the level editor, but... And what makes this even more weird is that the rest of the stage is not as difficult as this. Like, we had a similar situation at the start of the stage, after the first checkpoint with those two tight ceiling jumps. But then it became easier. Oh. Like, even this thing looks scarier than it actually is. Hey, we're looping back here. Inconsistent difficulty curve. A classic of many levels of this era. When we didn't know what we were doing. My bad. Oh look, minecart. Oh no, this is now going in a different direction than I expected. Moving forwards, I guess. And the strange thing is, not the strange thing, the funny thing is, this stage has redeeming elements which are fun, like this section. It's like a fun minecart ride. Should have jumped. Like, there are certainly parts which I find frustrating and poorly tested, but then there's stuff like this, which, even though they're difficult in a fun way. The different colored rails would help here. See, like... Even nowadays, like this section, it's perfectly fine. I like it. I want more. I just want more of this rather than me's not sliding fast enough. Just stand in the center. You're safe. See? Ow. That was kind of jerkish, though. Now this is a maker moment. Now this is a certified maker moment. Eep. Oh boy. True Buster. That is the charm of some of the old levels. One awesome portion sandwiched between a bunch of annoying or boring stuff. Like, even this section is fun. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. I have the skull barrier, so... And of course, I get Yoku spiked. Or Yoku telefragged, really. The one downside of McFlies is their glitchy attraction radius if you go on and off of them. Yeah, this checkpointing is really inconsistent. It seems like it'd be generous, but then it's weirdly missing stuff. This isn't even really Kaizo outside of that. The closest thing was that escape section from the rolling drills, but that was more Diet Kaizo. This though was kind of trollish. Oh whoa. Speaking of trollish, or speaking of a surprise, why is it... Yeah, I don't like this checkpoint placement either. We spent enough time to stage and I already used the level editor. Let me just level editor Mega Man Dare. And Mega Man can take the hit. It's fine, he's been through worse. So yeah, from here on out, if I get stuck more than 3 times in one area, I'm just level editing it. Like, the best part of the stage are these conveyor areas, by far. I like these. I even like that last Magfly section. The problem is there should have been a checkpoint after you get the skull barrier as well. This stage is... I guess the best way of putting it is that this stage, half of the stage has a series of good ideas, the other half has a series of poor executions, and straight up annoying design. You can always get a new arm easily. And keep in mind, this would be probably a lot more tougher if you played it back 6 years ago, because the engine back then performed less well, and the controller issues were a lot more apparent. Perhaps not its ending because... Okay, the 2 railcar sections, best part of the stage. And maybe the Magfly. After that though... Well, I'll... Hey Ringman! Oh... Let me sum it up here. This stage has a neat set of ideas that sounds between a lot of poorly tested or poorly thought out stuff. And its difficulty curve as such is very inconsistent. I can't damage ya. Run. Go this way. Chase boss. If we're gonna have a chase boss, don't put crushers in front of the checkpoint like that. You're only just wasting time. Yeah, I know, the dev probably learned their lesson by now. I'm just pointing it out for future devs watching this. Oh gosh, we have a problem. A very big problem. Me not jumping in time, instead sliding. What makes it worse is that, or harder, is that this is Ringman, one of the toughest arms of the time. And I only have the Mega Man 4 charge shot, which is, very thin. Let me through, let me through, let me through! Not helped by the fact I'm being pulled back by the fan fiends again. You know, of all the stages to have overly generous E-tanking, I wish this was one of them. You know, actually, I don't really complain. I'm not complaining that much about the fight itself because, well, it's fine. The change I'd make here is probably include an E-tank at the start. Maybe. Remember, Ringman kinda got or nerfed the number of enemies who are above you. Especially the Potons. Oh my goodness, the Potons. Mega Man 4's charge shot is fine, but not in this situation. Yeah, or don't have fan fiends, that works too. Could you imagine if this boss had a drop suppressor? This boss team is now very accurate to what's going on screen. Like, super accurate. Alright, I'm out. Let's go! Okay, we're fighting. There's no guarantee I'll win this either because the Mao ring. Phew. You know, despite the difficulty in this one, I didn't really feel as frustrated as the escape sequence from the rolling drills. The fan fiends do slow you down, and the enemies above also kind of bombard you. But the reason why I didn't feel as frustrated is because nothing fully takes control away from you, like the magflies do. Because when you get caught by the magflies, it completely gimps your movement. It completely guts your movement. My bad. My suggestion for this final one for future level designers is if you're gonna have a chase boss like this, please don't have crushers in the checkpoint room because because then it's just a time waster. Then we have to wait a few seconds before we can refight the boss again, unless you want to take some damage or are very precise. It doesn't add much to the stage and detracts from the following section, which is what the climax of the stage should be. But yeah, my sentiment still stands. This is an old messable level with some gem design, with some gem fun sections mixed in with some poorly thought out design that wasn't really tested enough, I'm afraid, or was broken by engine updates. Like, I'd like to see another stage take a crack at the railcart section involving the crash lifts. Thank you, but thank you for saying it, NRG. I'll be looking forward to those. So overall, of the 10 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would definitely be Gravity Circuit Mountains by Gokulis, with an honorable mention going to Toxin G's Death Pit stage. Thank you for saying those two levels to me, and thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels as well, as it's really appreciated. Now, normally I include some music for the art showcase, but there's only 2 art pieces sent this week, so a more realistic design of Giraffe ring? The front still looks cute, but the back is a bit horrifying. Probably needs some Snickers. Just a Met riding a train. Giraffe Berig? Yeah, we were also bad at 2017-2018. I mean, I'm criticizing this stage quite a bit, but if I were to criticize my Magma 1 stage, I'd be here for at least 5-10 minutes. In any case, this marks the end of the art showcase, and subsequently marks the end of the stream. Thank you to everyone who either submitted their levels, submitted their art, or just participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for our channel. It is really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, Co-host, and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play